Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and pool fans from around the world. Every single year here in January, hundreds and hundreds gather, well, to test their skill in 9-ball, banks, and one pocket right behind me. But right here in front of me, well, it is a big 5 by 10 foot diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 Derby City Classic. This has become a fan favorite tournament. It's called the Bigfoot, all right? And this is the Bigfoot 10-ball challenge. 16 of the greatest players on the planet, single elimination action, and only one can move forward. We're in round one, and it's time to meet the players. First up, he's a two-time World 9-ball champion, back-to-back Derby City champion, U.S. Open champion, World Pool Masters champion, the only player to win the World Pool Masters, World 9-ball, and the U.S. Open. Sponsored by 6060 Xingju Tables. Ladies and gentlemen, from Moscow, Russia, but now a proud American. Let's hear it for the Ghost, Fedor Gorst. And his opponent is a 2024 9-ball Derby City runner-up, 2024 9-ball Super Billiard Expo runner-up, and the 2023 UK Open champion. Sponsored by CB Prime, Predator, Talm, and Uptown Billiards. Make some noise from Vilnius, Lithuania, PIJUS LABUTIS. We're lagging for the break. It's a race to 10, and sending it up to Scott Frost and Mark Wilson in the Accu-Stats Skybox.
This match is going to be another fun clash of star players. Welcome back to everyone that loves pool like we do. I'm Mark Wilson, and here with me is my partner, Scott Frost. Welcome aboard, Scott.
Thanks for having me, Mark. This is a barn burner, right? As we expect. PIJUS LABUTIS, well, he was our finalist last year. And then Gorst, well, he was all over it as well. I think the top 5 at minimum. We expect this, and as you say often, Mark, this could be our final.
Had it drawn differently. You know, LABUTIS last year finished 27th on the money list, 25th on the money list, 73,000. We were talking earlier about how bit dense it is. His opponent, Gorst, number 1 on the money list, and I've never heard of this figure before, $510,000 in tournament prize money.
Yeah, and we were talking about that last round. I've got to give a lot of credit to where it deserves. Matchroom, Emily Frazier, they've really boosted it up. Pat Fleming, Accu-Stats, everything that everybody's doing to contribute to the player prize funds. It's really growing.
2 young guys here, 24 years old for Gorst, and LABUTIS is 27. This is the future of pool. Just left of center on the break, 2 and the 5 around the corners. It's the 3 and the 7, right behind the 1.
Yeah, keep your eye on the 3.
And the 7 rattled the pocket. Dry break. Yes.
Yeah, so we saw this quite a bit in the last match. And oftentimes when they did break, they were somehow snookered. Gorst immediately looking for some type of push out. Mark and I, big proponents of tying another ball up. I don't really see a scenario where that's possible unless he, you know, he could bank the 1 cross side under the 10, calling a push. Just so everybody knows what a push is. The oncoming player can call a rollout if he doesn't have a shot. His opponent can either take it or pass it up from where this lies.
Yeah, he definitely didn't want to play it that way. Bump into that 2. So now there's a kind of a shot at the 1. You can billiard the 10 here. You can also go for a straightaway safety.
Yeah, what about the 2-way, playing the 1 to the top left and carrying the 10? It's an option.
That's what I'm saying. A billiard on, you know, play the 1, cut the 1, billiard the 10, and a straightaway safety is the other option. Boy, what a nice shot.
Yeah, the touch.
Woo. This could be tough to hit.
Really made his debut last year, LABUTIS. A lot of people hadn't heard of him. Compact bridge to the cue ball, so accurate, but yet very fluid. Wow, this is incredibly difficult, Mark. He's coming to the 2nd rail above the 7, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to go too long. I don't think he's going to be able, yeah. This just never was there. He didn't even get past the first obstacle with that one. That was an oddity. The referee grabbed the ball while it was still moving to clean it, and it was heading towards the 3.
Yeah, that was a bit interesting. Don't see that too often.
No, that was a slight mistake. You should, even if it wasn't going to move the 3, you still should have let it come to a stop.
Yeah, compared to a lot of these guys, very compact to the cue ball with the bridge. I promote that. I think you've got better control, especially for the amateur player. Did he fall straight here, Mark? He'll be able to
pretty
negotiate.
straight. Yeah, he can draw back. I mean, he can manipulate this, but yeah, he would have rather had a rolling ball hit for sure. Good shot there.
Now on the 10-footer, the bridges from these players are probably a little bit longer because they're typically more stretched. Just about every shot, especially when the cue ball is more centered.
Stun that forward into the rail, back out.
Yeah, is he too steep to hold for the corner? I don't think so. Requires a special stroke here, kind of a drag shot if he'd like. And that's what he's done. Really nice delivery there.
Yeah, he got a lot done with very little movement of the cue ball. Goes to take a look. If he just stuns it forward just an inch or two, what kind of a shot on the 6 will he have? So he's not surprised when he gets there. Seven's over the side pocket. The 8 ball the opposite side, 9 on the end rail, 10. This is a perfunctory looking run now.
And if he wants to roll this, he can, but maybe ensure the make. He might hit a little firmer and come to the second rail. I think he's straight enough to where he can just drift this in nice and smooth. Oh, yeah. Does he have enough of the 7 where he can just draw back?
Yep. Yeah, he can. He doesn't have to go to a rail here if he doesn't want to.
He liked another rotation out of the cue ball, but he will be just fine.
Alex Magdalene, 0-1, you're on the clock. Alex Magdalene, 0-1, you're on the clock.
The person that wins the first rack of a set goes on to win that set 56.4% of the time. And rack number 1 goes to PIJUS LABUTIS.
Good things off. Labutis to 1 lead.
Nika Eminem, table 10, you're on the clock.
Yeah, Mark, I want to thank you for getting the opportunity to work with you. Thank you for ACCUSTATS, Pat Fleming, Mike Howerton. The entire staff here does such a great job, Julian. And also thank you for everybody tuning in. I want to give a special shout out to the sheriff. Thank you so much for your service. And his brother, Dustin Cross, out there in Arizona watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And everyone else that's tuned in, we truly appreciate you. Without you guys, we couldn't be up here doing what we do.
And if you get out to Phoenix, so watch out for Dustin Cross for his pool game, right?
Absolutely. He
He's
can
a
play a
solid,
little bit.
tough customer.
His brother, not so much.
First look at Gorst break. Just right of dead center. 9 and the 5, right behind the 1. Both of them went short.
A little flat, right, Mark? I didn't see
he
anything.
didn't get the velocity that he normally gets, that's for sure.
Yeah.
2 consecutive dry breaks to start our festivities here this evening.
Yeah, and I guess I'll highlight, when I say a little flat, they're trying to get a little pop on the cue ball, right? Can he swerve the 9 here? Maybe just a slight soft swerve. The English will throw the one up, just like so. Nicely done.
Mm-hmm. Good call, too.
Work left to do, though, Mark. He's going to have distance on the 3. Any way you slice it.
Right. Yeah, at some point you have to be a shot maker, and that's what he's measuring up now. If I just stop the cue ball, what do I have here?
Oh, so clean.
This would be a huge shot as far as winning game number 2 here for Labutis. Very nice.
I actually didn't think he could hold it that much.
I don't think he did either, because now it's going to be really treacherous to try to get down on the 5.
Yeah, it just tells you how good he's cueing the ball.
Can he just bend this around the 8 or into the 8 solidly? And
Yeah,
just
that
settle
might
for
be
that.
the play. Yeah,
If you can, it might be too thin for that.
I think it is too thin. Looking at the overhead, looking on screen, it looks doable. Can he miss the 10? Yeah, missed the 4 as well.
He kind of got quick on his transition, but it was also an abbreviated backswing. He kind of lurched forward with that, like he didn't like it that much. And it's not that inside spin. Well, the reason we miss with inside spin versus outside spin is that 90% of our shots are outside spin, so we're never as familiar and not as comfortable with the amount of squirt that you obtain.
Yeah, amplified with a stretch as well, right? I think
Yeah.
you combine those factors, and that was really the reason.
And Gorst is delighted to get back to the table. There was a real chance he was going behind 2-0 there if he connects on that last shot, Labutis-wise. And now Gorst has good control of the table here. Let's bring the cue ball down past the side pocket. Doesn't have to go too far.
Nothing wrong with inside English here, if you'd like. Oh, he's coming to the short side. I like the choice. As long as he stays off the rail, though. A little easier to fall on the rail that route.
Yeah, it really has all to do with how that object ball enters the pocket over there. If it enters the pocket on the thin side, then it stays out away from that long rail. If you hit it a little bit into the heart of the pocket, it wants to arc a little bit coming down table.
Oh, this is perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these guys hit the pocket so good, they can judge those close calls as far as rubbing the 8 and going past the 8. So when you're fighting to make the ball go into the pocket, then you lose your cue ball doing that.
Well, he needs to carry this.
You think he's okay?
Yeah. He's okay. He's not great.
We always mention this interesting thing. And Gorst grew up on a diamond 10-foot table in Moscow. That's kind of how he cut his teeth. And when I first met him, he played in this event when he was 16 years old. He's now 24. And he won some matches when he was 16 years old in the Bigfoot. You got to be a good player to win a match in this event.
Still pretty thin on the 10. As long as the side isn't impeding the cue ball, he can stay level here. I don't think with any problems. Otherwise, he'll elevate just a little and draw out of the side pocket to the lower left corner. Yeah, he's able to stay level. Should be a heavy favorite here.
Josh Roberts to table 9. Josh Roberts to table
Pretty.
9. That's a nice set.
Fedor's main supporter, Jason Sword, is right there in the crowd, sweating it in. He's recently taken a job with Diamond Tables, I understand.
Yeah, he's put a lot of work in. Chad has hired him to kind of revise some things and try and make some improvements here at the Derby. And from what I understand, they've done a real good job as a whole. I guess they're way ahead of schedule so far after the second day in play right now.
Well, that's nice to hear. Unheard of, but
It is,
Yeah.
and we got to wait. The one pocket hasn't begun, so we'll see what happens. And there he is, Jay Diddy, right there. Top left of your screen.
a little better break. I don't know if he's going to get a result. 5-ball chipped in, and another ball went in. So he had a pretty decent start.
Yeah, can you dig into this and come around or below the 10, or do you just kill this? It is cuttable. I'm looking pretty good at it. It's thin. You've got some work to do here, right? You've got to avoid the 8 if you try to check the cue ball up. You've got to be able to hit it thick enough if you want to come around 3 rails below the 10. So I don't know. Maybe can he come towards the 3? Let's see what he thinks. Oh, he's going at the bank. Well, Mark, you talked about it. You've got a 20% chance of getting away with it.
Mm-hmm. But again, he was a little quick. You know, just like he hated the shot, I guess, because he didn't know for a fact he was going to make it, and then he supported it with a stroke that showed that he was iffy.
Yeah, I was looking right at the table. I know he could have cut the ball. There's a good view. I don't think he can get at the 1. That's pretty nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Only he knows, though. Yeah, he's going to have to come behind it. Oof, I don't know. Think it was good?
Yeah, it was a good hit. Just not a good outcome. Another nice open layout here for PIJUS LABUTIS.
Pretty nice.
It's a good decision to not just roll it and stay below it, but rather get up here where you got more control. You can do more things off this rail.
Yeah, tip of outside here and just head in the same direction he was just in, just a little further up. Yeah. I don't think he meant to fall straight here. And the stretch is definitely real. If you're going to play in the 10-foot tournament, Mark, you better have an extension for your cue. That's for certain.
Some of these guys have 3 or 4 extensions of various lengths.
Is he looking at just taking the long ball?
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely one of his go-tos. He's not afraid of it. most likely proved to be a wise decision. Didn't want to flirt with the 10 or try and get any better, get himself in bigger trouble. One good shot here.
And ideal position here. Well played, rack. Two, Gorst one.
Holds his 1-game lead back to 1, 2 games to 1. We'll thank our main sponsors at Simona's Cloth and Aramith Tournament Balls, and of course Diamond. Rack 4, Fedor will have the break.
Damage to Basher to table 27.
No jump cues. Cue ball must be behind the line. Can jump with your playing cue, of course. And it looks like we might be dry again.
And a nice opening here to come to the table with. Everything's a foot apart minimum.
Yeah, you rarely see this layout. Very odd. The way the balls are separated. Just strange. All more centralized. It's okay. Just doesn't really want to flirt with the 6 or the 8 here. If he can drift over. Unless he's got a line to go forward, he's got options. He could land between the 5 and 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be the better play than the cue ball's tracking towards the 4.
Yeah, easier to make the ball as well. Wow.
Very good shot.
You want another rotation or two.
Yeah. He's got just a hint the wrong angle here. And it's so full, you're going to have to really thump the cue ball, and then how you hit the pocket determines how far and how much power is left in the cue ball to get enough, too much, just right. Maybe you can draw over one rail and out. That's usually with better control than,
Yeah,
boy, as awkward as could be.
really stretch. He can dig above the 9, 2 rails out. Like to come towards the 8. Oh, he wanted a rub there. I think he was really planning on catching the 8 all the way.
He's going to have to come up with a big-time shot here.
It'd be better to go to the side, but it's so thin. The cue ball would track him around back towards the 6, but he's going to have to go to the corner here.
So this will be high right. He wants to come back just behind the side pocket and come back across just a little bit.
Might just be.
Hit it pure. Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah. What a hit. Doesn't take much time once he addresses the cue ball. He's pretty quick. And accurate.
You're still in the mix. If you lose in round 4, you must buy back immediately.
Yeah, very straight shooter.
Round 5 will play incomplete tonight. Round 5 banks.
It's to be a 2-cushion round here. Once he leaves that cushion, here he comes, right at the target. That's a nice place to be. This would expand the lead to a score of 3-1 for Labutis. Hey, Scott. You know how they play the entire ball has to be behind the head string here?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're playing one pocket, do you like base of the ball or the entire ball?
Yeah, the entire ball, because the issue is, I think, with base of the ball, there could be an argument, right, on whether it's all the way out or all the way in, because there's so many variables within that little spectrum of the sphere. So there's no argument if it's all the way out or in. Touching the line, we typically say, would be in.
Gotcha.
Same as this principle here, right? The cue ball must be all the way inside the line on the break. So there's just no questions. I think that, you know, back in the day, it used to be base of the ball, right?
All my life.
Yeah, I think it negates any type of argument. Touching the line, it's pretty automatic.
So would you say that you generally, when you play one pocket, is always
It's always been.
Okay.
Yeah, except when I was young. You know, I understand where you're coming from there.
I'm just curious what people do. I grew up playing base of the ball, so I still play it. But
Sure.
know
No,
what's
I
going
get it.
on.
I get it. I think that the reason they've moved to it is just to negate some of the issues.
Yeah, I really don't mind because really, just so it's defined, what is
Exactly.
in or out. I don't care what it is either way. It really comes into play when somebody scratches and there's an object ball right on the line.
Yeah,
and you want
of
to shoot it
course.
so bad, you know.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's rare, right? But it happens.
no, for sure.
You know, we've seen it all in this sport.
How do you feel about the rule where they speed up the one pocket match by?
Yeah, I used to play in Grady's tournaments with Grady's rule, where I think it was like 6 or more past the head string. They'd all come up at once. Well, you can play for that. I'm a little. I don't really want to get into it, but the rules that they have with this, there's some things that could be worked out, maybe made a little bit better. Because when you just spot one ball at a time, what ends up happening is your opponent and yourself just continue to bring the cue ball down table below the spot to protect from that ball spotting up. So what in turn happens is the game actually goes longer than speeding it up. If you spot 6 or more past the head string, that come past the head string all at once, it forces the down table game, not the up table game.
Gotcha.
So it kind of backfired a little bit. I don't know if they've worked through that this year or not, but if not, next year for sure, I would assume. I know they wanted to. Looking to play the cross side here, Mark, and just cinch the 2? Is that what he's looking at, or does he want to try to come all the way back? He might be hampered over the 4 with the bridge.
No, I think the bank has the highest yield percentage-wise if you're trying to play offense from here. And you hate to play position to play a bank.
Well, this is the problem, right? If you do try to play position, he might have fluked the 8 in, and I think he has, and that's pretty gross. But this is how you miss the 2, trying to draw back for position on the 3, right? Cinch the 2, play the cross side. You got a big pocket with the cross side. He got fortunate there, didn't he?
Very. Then the 2 hangs out right in the corner, so you can play position now.
It does cut. It's thin. Nothing needs to be called on the break, during the game, right? Except the 10 is not allowed on the break. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, it's just like 9 ball. If you luck a ball in or you play a two-way shot, it's all good.
Got it. For the fans at home. Are we coming up behind the 9 here? Got a lot out of that, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got such a great straight cueing action.
Yeah, I'm still kind of torn whether it's natural or mechanical, and I think it's a little bit of each, but he seems like quite a natural player in the motion, but in the setup a little bit more mechanical, if it makes any sense. The stroke just seems really fluid.
Well, it's not good luck if you don't take advantage of it. So you got to make sure you cash that in, because there'll be times it goes the other way too. So you can't feel bad about it. That's the game we're playing. 4-1 now our score.
Yeah, and so what happens with the TPA there? If he misses the ball he was intending, but it goes around and makes the 8.
I think that they don't bother with that.
Okay.
As long as you don't lose your turn at the table, they give you credit for the ball in your pocket.
So you don't get punished, right?
Right.
Yeah, here's a look. And this is all, in my opinion, a result of trying to draw back for the 3. It makes the shot so much more difficult, and Mark will explain that as good as anybody. We talk about it in teaching quite a bit. Anytime you try to power the ball with a low, your chances of missing increase dramatically.
And a guy that shoots as straight as he did, he missed by 1.5 inches of the pocket there. He missed it by a good bit to have that go 3 rails around him and not get the object ball in the opposite corner. That'd be a good one-pocket shot for you, actually.
Yeah, I actually just shot one on YouTube for the almost identical.
That was a really bouncy table, though. I watched that.
Oh, you saw the shot?
Yeah.
It's actually not a bouncy table. It just looked real bouncy. It very dry equipment there in Arizona. Very dry.
I was like, well, man, to go inside the cue ball, when you go all the way down and hold the cue ball here and go zing down here.
Yeah, it's not actually bouncy table, though. It just, I think the camera angle also made it look real a little different, right?
Yeah, but that ball traveled a long way. That was like a 30-foot shot or something.
Yeah,
right?
and I had plenty more juice in it if I wanted.
Yeah, it went in freely.
Yeah. Just funny you just brought that up because that was kind of the shot.
I watched it a couple times when you shot it. I thought, inside the cue ball there, really, and get that? I didn't think it would expand that much, but like you said, dry.
Yes.
You get a little Midwest humidity.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Doom.
Yeah, that's misjudgment there. He had to have been coming short of that pocket. There's no way he's going long.
Another 3 plays so much simpler because you get to start with ball in hand.
Yeah, that's really just a lack of focus, I guess, or a mishit on the object ball to the pocket.
It's amplified. Let's just say that he misses the place on the pocket he was trying to hit by a 1/4 inch. It's going to turn out as a foot or 1.5 difference in that cue ball.
Yeah.
It's tiny. Yeah, I was watching that shot. I watched it about 3 or 4 times. Like, okay.
Yeah, and it's more of just a fun shot, right? I would just as soon jump off a bridge than play that in a money game or anything.
No, I get it. But still, it was interesting that it even went. That's the part that stunned me. I had to watch it a couple times. It just seemed like when it came back on the inside of the cue ball, it was going to be too flat. But then it really expanded off that 3rd rail.
Yeah, shout out to Metro Sports Bar. He recovers his tables every 3 months on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the cloth was in pretty good shape.
Is that where you primarily play?
Yeah. David Lee?
I don't think I know. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't believe that fell. Can you?
I can't. It actually held up. No, the owner of that room used to own the Golden 8 Ball that Danny Dietler
Oh,
was
okay.
house
I played
pro
there.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Golden 8 Ball. So David Lee owns Metro now. But back to that ball, it actually stayed up and then dropped. And that was a big moment, too, when that ball falls. That's a real break for Gorst if he can get back to the table after an error like he made.
Yeah. Well, for anybody that doesn't know, PIJUS LABUTIS, you do now. These kids for real.
He is for real. He defeated me last year in the one pocket, and he had never played it before, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. Obviously, he's a world-class cueist.
And he's not going to miss balls. If he gets a shot, he's going to hurt you.
That's exactly right. Actually, the match timed out, and I lost under time default. But credit to him, he learned really quickly, like he was doing what I was doing. He's a student of the game with a very, very high pool IQ.
Checking in right now with just a little 943 for Mr. Gorst.
Yeah, nothing
right?
serious.
Yeah, not missing the ball. Although he did get some good fortune. But if you don't take advantage of it, it's not really good fortune anyway. So you got to cash that in, which he did.
Yeah, shooting 943 is something special for Labutis.
Good break, got a kiss, heading for the corner, got another kiss. Staved off the corner scratch, but didn't make a ball.
No, and the cue ball was real flat again, like very, very flat. And I know a couple of guys are doing that intentionally, more of a level back arm versus elevated. Speaking of 943, that's what you've got to shoot to beat the guy at the table.
Yeah. But you can't worry about him. If he plays
No,
it great
you
and
can't.
takes it, all you can do is you. And
But you better play good. I can tell you that, because this guy comes back from the dead. Tournament he won in Saudi Arabia, the World 9 Ball, was unbelievable. He was behind extreme amounts, match after match after match.
look at that nice shot he just made. Controlled both balls, got the speed, took very little risk, got an ultimate great result.
Yeah, and I think the one's close to frozen. Not that it's going to matter.
It's possible to score the 4 here, but it takes a perfect hit.
And there's a good angle. I mean, where do you go? You going between the 3 and the 8, or do you go between the 8 and the 10? All right.
I think the 8 and the 10. That way you don't have to open it up. You can just judge this one with just top spin and, well, not a bad effort.
Ricky looks a little confused, but I believe it was a very good hit. A little tricky to watch that one there. The 7 was moving so much quicker, but
Really comes down to knowing how the balls move.
well, exactly. The one didn't, right. One didn't move much, but I think he grazed it prior to the collision
Right.
in the 7.
Yeah, Gorst takes it. Here, you're just kind of exposed here. You're going to have to gamble.
Yeah, you almost, I mean, these guys are so good and they like playing to a particular point, but here, I mean, Geez, it's so tough to duck anywhere. You almost want to fram at it. Or can he see a piece?
I think if you can just hit the one and just try to lodge the cue ball on the end rail.
10 doesn't have him snookered, but how do you get away from the one here?
That's how desperate it was. Is that he just had to roll it and take his chances, knowing he's probably going to get the worst of this too. Not that easy to play safe from here, though.
No, it's a little tricky. Does he try to butter him up behind the 6? You really got to just feather the 1. And to your point, Mark, it's actually a lot trickier than it looks.
Mm-hmm.
You can't actually shoot the object ball away here, I don't think. Yeah, that's what it was.
Gorgeous. Great shot. Great shot there. Once again, he's got Fedor in a place where he's going to have to take a chance. You have no way to say, well, if I hit this good, I get this. There is no if I hit this. You just have to hit the ball. You can pick a speed, but you can't pick a result.
Yeah, the literal term hit and hope here. You almost want to just fram this to get something good happening or separation. And that's what he's done. Well, he's got him elevated over the 6 mark.
Yeah. No, he left it tough. I mean, I'm sure if you said this is the outcome of your shot, he would have accepted this. Yeah, he wants to cue down there, but it's not that easy with that 6 ball in the way, and it's object ball fouls count in this professional format.
Yeah, he'd have to have extreme right on it, and the delivery'd have to be extremely straight. Now he's looking to just chip it. Come up behind the 9.
Another good decision. He's got Gorst again, or he's got a kick and hope. Yeah, he doesn't want to masse around the 9 because he's not going to get much action on the 1 ball. And then this 1 ball so far from the rail, you only have just slightly less than 3 ball widths margin of error on this kick. Figures to hit it, but the problem is the cue ball's coming forward with the 1, so they'll be on the same half of the table when you hit it.
Oh, man.
Yep. Yeah, that's what you're striving for when you're Labutis, is just try to get him in a spot where he has to just go in there naked and hope to get away with it.
Here's another look. He catches the bottom half of the 1, which is the side that you're really thinking you want to hit. But he caught it just a fraction too thin. Does he just stop, I think?
So this is thin enough. It's not going to be that easy. Just come around. I don't know if you can just come 1 rail. Maybe you can. Maybe here on the overhead looks like you can. The overhead does have a distorted view, though. Oh, yeah, comfortably 1 rail. Okay.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
To stay level like that, coming straight across.
Good control.
Yeah, is going to come down table. Wants to avoid the 10. Oh, he was full enough. Tricked me. He was looking at a line that I thought had to come around. Much better than having to come down table. I love his decisions. He doesn't force position. He takes what the table's giving him.
Yeah, kind of the way our partner Jeremy Jones, he lets his talent or relies on his talent.
Yeah, he relies on his talent.
Right.
Jeremy does say that a lot.
That's what the straight shooting and just get your bridge down there. Don't miss balls trying to get position. Just make the balls and not worry about the position. And that doesn't mean on every shot. That just means when it's iffy, hey, make the ball, let your talent do the work.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been guilty of trying to get better than we already are as far as position. He's just cruising right along.
Great shot. Nice out, 6-1. What's his TPA? 952 is all.
Yeah, he's the second best we've seen, right? Lee Van Corteza was 970 most of his match.
Right.
Towards the very end. Dropped a little bit, but
930.
930 finished was pretty strong. Shout out to our man, Jeremy Jones. Wish he would have made it. Gorst has a little hill to climb here, Mark.
Yeah, big hill. The problem isn't even the deficit, it's the fact that the other guy isn't missing. You can't rely on getting opportunities.
No doubt.
You can overcome the score, but if you don't get the shots, you can't. And you might need your opponent to miss a couple to get enough shots to win from here. Good break. Good break. Hello, 2. 0 in. Yes. Oh, then the 3 and the 5 get tangled up there. The 1. Not going to be easy to do a lot with the cue ball from here.
Yeah, another look really square on the head.
Can he go with high inside and go off the side rail here, you know, about where the second diamond is, and then get down to play the 3 all the way down in the corner?
That 6 is a big ball to get around.
Yes, it is.
Oh, he avoided it.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Could he
Yeah.
get there? I guess the answer is yes, possibly, but boy, it was delicate.
Yeah, he narrowly missed the 6, but it was well played. Just grazed the 4, then the 3, but boy, he earned it. He can pinch back here for the side with the 4. Doesn't need much on the cue ball here. A little steeper than it actually looks, I believe. Fedor motioned that ball might have come towards the middle a little.
I don't think he was indicating the table rolled off. I think he was indicating that's hit it like that, because it looked like he did hit it a little rough.
Well, yeah, and if you pinch it with a low, just a tip of outside, the 3 will naturally want to gravitate towards the middle.
Yeah. Well, it pushes forward because of the angle he was cut, because he hit the rail up in here. Now, what's Labutis got here, boy? It looks like nothing to me. Like a kick and stick, or kick and just let the cue ball drop onto that end rail and send it down table.
Looks like he's trying to make it.
That's pretty far away from the rail, though. Yeah, maybe. Definitely looks like he is trying to make it. Oh, I can't believe that didn't fall. Look how deep that is.
Yeah, the speed is the only thing that held that ball up.
Even day one, that's in for sure.
No doubt. And this is tricky, especially being on the left end of the inside of the pocket.
You remember what you called earlier about these guys draw up out of there rather than even use the rail?
Yeah, and this is where it's really required. Notice where he starts in the middle of the cue ball.
Oh, he was able to get there. Okay.
I like the way he played it, actually. Needs to settle. Yeah, big stretch again. Cue ball just a couple extra rotations he couldn't really afford. Now he's got to avoid traffic with the 8 and the 10. Could come 2 rails with inside.
That appears to be the route he's taking.
And it's been missed.
I think we're just going to see a soft rolling ball and let the cue ball go to the rail and come back into the 9 lightly. Yep.
His touch is phenomenal. Look at this.
Wow, what a shot. What a shot from the most awkward of positions body-wise.
Yeah, he could have used without that point. Side pocket. This is as difficult as the shot prior.
Yeah, pool can be pretty cruel. Nice, nice, nice. What a shot that was.
Oh, David Alcade. This is where that shot come from initially. Mr. Alcade used to shoot that shot, or did shoot that shot last year. One of the shots of the tournament so far, in my opinion, he uses an inside ball to check it off the second rail to really glue it up under the 10. The speed was perfect.
Yeah. This is take a really, you know, it's a super difficult hit.
And for you folks, I promise you he didn't get lucky welding him to the bottom of the 10. These guys play that shot over and over and over. Off the second rail, they're using a touch of inside, which checks the cue ball short. So instead of just using a natural center ball and allowing the 5 to just go up table, they add a little bit more to it and check the cue ball up for protection. Fun shot to practice.
It's beautiful to watch when you see it executed like by design and it all comes out.
Yeah, we were at the PLP last year, and David Alcade had that shot. He had a rough tournament, but he had that shot and executed it perfect. A little decel here.
Well, he hit it heavy, too. Oof.
He's staying aggressive.
Oof.
Scoreline's got something to do with this decision, I can assure you.
Yes. Ooh, big shot. Big time shot coming.
Yeah, it's not
Great.
over with, though.
Great. Oh, Lord. Not the combo. Oh.
With distance, off angle.
Yeah. Yes.
You don't have to shoot it, but
You want to shoot it. It's not the right shot. I'm gonna say
no,
that right
probably
now.
not.
Even if he pounds it in, it's not the right shot.
He knows it, That's why he's taking the time he's taking, and he's such a disciplined player. But what is the right shot? Can you just roll the 8 past the 10 and glue him
Can't
to
you
the 10?
cross corner the 8?
You can do that.
And
I'm just wondering if the safety just rolling forward is
I see what
better.
you're saying. Yeah, maybe. The problem with the combination is he can score it. It's possible to make it, but you're going to sell out.
You don't make
every
it, you
single
lose.
time.
Yeah. It's over if you don't make it. He's into it.
And to take, like say, well, I'm going to super draw the cue ball too. Well, then you make the combination way tougher. It's already super tough.
I'm betting on him. Next time. I don't think he would have ever played that, Mark, and I think you agree with me if the scoreline was a little different. And we're not supposed to play the scoreline, right? You're supposed to play each and every game and ball as if it was game number one. But
Well, I think the fact that Labutis isn't missing, he didn't want to get into a
of course.
skirmish where maybe Labutis ends up getting this game.
Right.
He thought, well, I got a chance to win it right here, but I still don't think it's the right shot.
he might be chipping this to the bottom rail, coming up behind the 9, and that's what he's chosen to do. Look at the speed. His touch is unbelievable.
Really good. Really good. Needs a little smattering of applause, recognizing that was a great effort, moving both balls on the table that cleanly. Got to swerve the cue ball here. That's how good that shot was.
This might go. This might go.
Yeah, Labutis is taking a good look at it. He recognizes tough to get that cue ball over there near the 9.
He might just have to suck along the top rail with a low left ball and play the 9 on the short side. He's leveled out. Let's see what he does. 1 rail out. Yeah.
Very nice.
King's just not really going Fedor's way. Comes with a big cut shot on the 7, but that was due to the fact that he caught that first ball real fat, like you said. Then misses the combination. Here we are.
Seven 1 is our score.
Bruce now leads it 7-1. I thank a few of our Q sponsors, Lucasi, McDermott, and Q-Tech. Heading into rack 9, Labutis will have the break.
It's one of the few tournaments that Fedor has never won, the Bigfoot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not very many tournaments can you say he's played multiple times and never won it, but this is one of them. Let me see if I can recall. The first one went to Orcolo, then Shane won 2 in a row, then Shaw won 2 in a row, then Gomez won. 2 of the last 3 has been filler, I know. Who else we got in here? Let me just go back through my notes. Oh, I have it here somewhere.
Wow, what a 2024 Gorst had.
Chang. Yeah, Chang won in 19, Shaw 20, Filler 22, SVB 23, and then Filler last year.
Yeah, so he really wants to win this.
Oh, yeah.
Won everything else.
And I mean, he prefers the 10-foot table on top of it, so. Eagle eye, straight shooter, smooth.
Yeah, and this is just his style, right? This is the way he played last year. Made it all the way to the finals of the 9-ball, like I said at the beginning of the match.
At 10 in the morning, too, by the way.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was a true grind.
Playing all night.
something he doesn't like here. Probably a little straight. I think he can come for. Oh, he's just taking the shot from distance. Thought he might come forward a little bit, take the one rail angle. Rely on your talent.
Good work there.
Yeah, man. I love how he dresses the cue ball. Seems like everything is so pinpoint. Always going to the low end of it. Uh-oh. This could get away from him, Mark.
Well, he didn't have to pay the ultimate price, but when it's that close, it's out of his control. He hit it over there. Could go, couldn't, you can't play for it like that. And he has a fragment of an angle here. Now, it does require a good shot. Not minimizing that, but it's doable. Just like about where his tip's at. You're not getting all the way down there. It was just one rail, high left, try to get out almost to the center of the table would be great. Missed the object ball.
Yeah, and let's not forget that shot's a little bit further than it would be on a 9-foot. So the adjustment with the spin could have been a difference there.
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's down on a 9-foot table for sure. Any ball that hangs on the 10-footer goes in on the 9-footer.
Is it too little, too late for Gorst? Not if he keeps making mistakes like that, Mr. Labutis. I know the fans want to see a little bit more of Fedor. The best final I've ever been a part of, Mark, is in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Gorst versus Kachi for $250,000 up top. And it come down hill. It was so intense. This really propelled Gorst. He was already a star, but really propelled him into the next stratosphere.
Just going back. 7-2 as we head to rack 10. He'll have the break.
Labutis is still up at 83, even with a couple of mistakes. 7-2 is the scoreline. Yeah, that match that you're talking about, Gorst playing for $250,000, I watched that. And the last rack, there were a couple of suspect errors in there.
Yeah, it was really
Some
Kachi. Yeah, there was definite heat. The tension in the building was insane. Kachi scratching on a defensive play. It was 14 all and raced 15. Yeah, I could barely breathe, let alone play. It was serious.
Good break. It looks like he's going to get a shot. Did.
Yeah, and the 4 does pass to the lower right. If he can get there, the 3 leads to it. Just keep it simple here. You don't have to come around the 2. You can play down on the lower right corner. Just come off the rail. Really taking a lot of time here. He's going to punch out then. Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't play it in the lower right. And just take a little longer shot on the 3 that guaranteed position on the 4.
Oh, wicked good. Position error, but nevertheless, a really good safety he followed it up with.
I think he can see it. If not, he can get a piece of it going into the rail, right?
Yeah, maybe. It's close.
Yeah, it's about the only place Gorst could fall to where he can get it to 2 from here.
On cable 47, David O'Keefe. Cable 47, David O'Keefe, you're on the clock.
We got another big match coming up. PIJUS will be playing here. Be up against Vitaly Patsura next.
Yeah, just off the mark. He's human. He's been doing a lot of work this week with fans. He's got his own booth here at the Derby City Classic. Stop by and see him purchase something. Not making excuses for him, but the man at the table's put it on him pretty good. Could have something to do with it.
Yeah. Definitely, when you keep the pressure on your opponent, even the big boys can fall prey to nerves.
Does he softly go into the 8, or does he try to miss the bottom end of it to keep an angle on the 4?
He's so darn good at killing the cue ball. I think he can avoid the 8.
Yeah, I agree, but does he need to? Is he too steep to come back, Mark? Like above the 8, just draw back? Take a 2-rail line?
It doesn't appear it's that bad, but I think he's afraid that he's going to settle onto the long rail.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
was
he
wondering.
could kill it, yeah.
Okay.
Now, this is still plenty awkward.
I think he can pinch 2 rails out pretty good here.
I'm going to have to really thump this one.
Yeah, he was pretty straight. Hit it sweet. Doesn't want to overhit this now. He's good.
Yeah, great. Yeah, this plays perfect here. Now you can actually pace this one in there with a little bit more speed. Come out 2 cushions. You don't want to get straight. You got a little straight. Well, you got a little angle. Certainly don't want to be straight there. You'd like to, he would have liked another foot out of the cue ball. Would have really made it play sweet.
Thump.
Mm-hmm. Very good composure and good focus, the mental intensity. This is very draining to play pool like this. 8-2 is our score.
Continues after 10 racks of 8-2.
One time many years ago, Scott was in town, and him and I went and did a thing with wheelchair veterans
Oh, yeah.
at VA hospital. It was one of the most rewarding experiences personally.
No, Mark,
Never
I'll
had-
never forget it.
Yeah, and the guys, they were 22 and had their legs blown off in Afghanistan facing a life in a wheelchair. And they were sort of sullen when we got there. And they did like pool, but they didn't have any capacity to think they could play pool at all. And we got them making shots and feeling good, and they were rolling around high-fiving and smiling. And it was immensely rewarding. They tried to pay us, and there's no way we would accept a dime. They've paid with their legs, so...
Yeah, that was a special time, Mark. I really appreciate the invite there. I don't talk about that enough, but I do think about it a lot.
Yeah, I'll never forget those guys because it was a little cool to begin with, but then they warmed right up, and they were making some unbelievable shots too.
Yeah, a little off center, right?
Oh yeah, he definitely missed the head ball there. The rewarding part about that was just to see that now they know, they proved to themselves they could do something good. They were thinking like there'd be no hope. Scott had them making shots that they never dreamed of before.
Well, you had me have them making them. Yeah, you've taught me a lot as far as teaching as well. A lot. I've gathered information from several people, and you are definitely one of them. Just going to chip the one below the 5 and come down.
Got it just a hair heavier than he wanted. Oh my goodness. Yep, cancel that. Got it perfect.
Man, no kidding. Really focused on the cue ball there versus the object ball.
Now this is a pretty one here. I don't know if we got a chance to get the overhead. Okay, maybe not, but nevertheless. Oh no, we do have it. Okay. So here, and you gotta really open it up. Let me draw that again. That was poor drawing. You gotta get here and then really open it up to get it tight enough to hit that. Oh, he was able to go one rail and make the ball. Oh boy, Labutis.
With position.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, you were talking 2 rails deep, or 3 rails deep out of the second, third rail, but gosh, he just frames into the one.
And the way I had designed, you have to load it up with side spin to create the angle. If you just go natural angle, it won't go long enough to get there from where he was at.
Yeah, he can come to the third rail here, just below the 4, I think, or he could come below the 5, depending. Below the 5.
Man, what a shot. Well, this is treacherous as could be, I will tell you.
Yeah, can he move the 8 out and take the 4 up in the corner?
Right. That's what he's looking at. He wants the referee to come and inspect it so there's no conjecture as to whether it was a legitimate hit.
Yeah, I don't even think that's going to be a question.
Yeah, and I don't think Gorst would even, object. He knows. They both know. Oh, yeah, he was able to comfortably do what you said.
Yeah, and he even hit it a little thick, actually.
Wow.
So he had plenty of room. His execution is just different, man. He gets down on the ball and does not take much time, but it's the time before he addresses the cue ball where the work really goes in a lot of times. There's often times where he takes more time, but really he seems to be putting the work in prior to the address. You don't see that a lot. Well, that got a little awkward, right? He's a big reach here.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't so bad on a 4.5 by 9, but the 5 by 10, that really taxes you when you get it out here.
You just got away from him.
Just draw it, it'll be back and to his right a foot, or is he following? Oh, wow. Yeah, he didn't do very good with that.
But this is what he's done, right, Mark? Where he's just taken distance at times.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm with you. I don't feel like he did that great, but he's yet to really miss one of these unless he's tried to power it up. He missed the 2 earlier with the low ball, but other than that,
right,
he's drained every one of them.
And this is just cinch the ball. If you make it, even if the cue ball settles on the side rail, whatever, just get this ball down. Beautiful shot. Beautiful stroke. Stayed super still through the delivery.
Yeah, I really love his game. Big fan. Well, I'm a big fan of both of these guys.
Yeah. It's the future of the sport right here on this table. You wonder, how does a 22-year-old get this good? What does he do? Does he have his dad own a pool room? Do he have a table in his house? How do
As soon as you say that, my thought goes to AJ Manis in the Philippines. The young man's 17, and I think he's top 5 in the world. That's unbelievable at 17 years old. But yes, to your point, where are they coming from? What are they eating?
He has such a long bridge. His grip end is half off the back end of the butt on that shot. 9-2. And he's climbed back up over 900 now at 904 on his TPA.
Yeah, and we haven't seen many 900s.
No, and we won't be seeing many on the 5x10. When we get to the 9-footer, we'll see quite a few.
Going to be interesting to see how Pagulian plays. He's a master of a bigger table, right? Did give it a run on the snooker tour for quite a while, and actually did quite well for a period of time.
I know he owns at least one maximum. I mean, this, my goodness.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, incredible.
147.
Really good with the break there.
Nothing, though, or did he get?
Yeah, he made a ball.
Well, how sweet is it? Real good. He's going to be forced to play the 210. Here's an instant replay from Premier Billiards. You got the
8-ball on the side.
I think he's forced to play the combination, maybe a two-way, leaving the cue ball high. That way he can get the cue ball back down table at the same time, or is he just going all out for position on the 210, which I can't fault him, trailing 9-2. Oh, that's perfect.
Beautiful shot. Nevertheless, it's a combination, and these are very, very missable. This takes an exceptionally good shot. I would say, even though it's on, and you figure, as good as he hits them, he's barely above 50-50.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think it's straightforward. Cue ball, another rotation or two, it might have been a little easier.
Great shot. All right, grabs the game back. 9-3.
That's a great combo there. And you get 9-3. Labutis will now have to break on the hill.
Maurice Newhausen, to table 7, please. Maurice Newhausen.
This is just day 2 action here at the 10-day-long Derby City Classic. It all began in 1999.
Yeah. What a year.
I don't know that I came in 99. I don't know that I didn't. I don't recall.
Yeah, it was so crazy.
I suspect I did. I know I played at Executive West a number of times, and but now you said they started with 43 players, so
42, 43, okay. It was real low.
I don't remember that. Now we got 400 on the waiting list.
Yes.
Uh-oh. That is not the way you want to go up there and break anything but that. The old dunkaroo.
Straight into the side. Yeah, that first year in '99, Jack Cooney and James Walden played a match upstairs.
I watched that. Okay,
Well, then
so I
you were
was
there.
there. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And the match went the entire length of the event, plus a couple of days. They left the table upstairs. It was insane. And they were playing for at least a home or two. Yeah, it was, I was just a kid, 99.
Waldo.
Fun to watch. Jack ended up winning after about half a century it took.
Mark Fedor, table 23. Mark Fedor, table 23.
Yeah. Just a little bit off with the cue ball right now. He's got to get back to the 5. He's got to avoid the 7. Could draw out of this.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy route.
Yeah, looking to come 3 rails, or is he looking to come 2?
Well, the third rail will be right over there, just past his hand now. Oh, maybe he's drawing. He's drawing.
That's what I meant. Well, looking to come 1.
Get up. Giddy on up.
Great shot.
Yeah, fantastic. Nice job there. Now he can stun it up. He can roll it up. Like the way Gorst went and looked at the 9 ball just to double check his line in there, make sure that's good.
Yeah, looking a lot better through this rack.
Lesser skilled players never recheck it. They think that would be beneath them because they looked once. But Gorst knows how important that ball is and how easy it is to escape you. Cannot take balls for granted, no matter how good you get.
Not the wide side of the pocket, but it's down.
9-4, Gorst will be breaking.
Makes it 9-4, and he'll have the break.
Yeah, he beat Filler in the finals of the Whirlpool Masters at the beginning of 2024. Beat him 13-12 in a Hill Thriller. Went on to win many more tournaments last year, became the player of the year in 2024, and rightly so.
I've never heard of another player with 500,000 in tournament winnings over the year.
Yeah, in one event. The event in Jeddah was half of that, 250,000. And then Gorst goes on to beat, well, Shane Van Boening in the finals of the U.S. Open, which was another massive win. Whirlpool Championships, the Whirlpool Masters, the U.S. Open. He's done it all. Well, if he came back from here, that would make some news. Four just worked.
Got double kiss back. Yeah, you hate to play that combination. Everything else is so difficult offensively. If you're going to play offense, that's probably what you're down to.
Yeah, the 10's just a little above the 1, though, meaning that he's really got to overcut it, and he's looking at your shot now, Mark. I think the good news behind that shot, though, is that you can get the cue ball 2 rails up table behind it, like the 2 and 3, right?
Right. He doesn't really want to play this. It's just that there's no other offense, so now you got to play a defensive shot.
Yeah, and it's a bonus if he gets it down, but he's most likely going to get safe. Oh, look at the hit. If the speed is on, it's in.
Wow.
What
a shot that was.
A 3. So that's what you call a two-way play. They're going to take a timeout.
That's 3 quick games in a row here for Gorst.
He is the best at coming back. Can he do it now?
Okay, everybody, we are back. Labutis is now set to break. See what we got here. Opting to break from the side cushion after that last break. And we saw one other player do this. I think it was Lee Van. Well, he didn't scratch. A couple balls rattled the pocket. Nothing fell. So Gorst is right back at the table. Got quite a bit of momentum, winning 3 consecutive racks. Pretty thin cut now. Yeah, I think he's going to play offense and needs to play offense, but it's also a missable shot here.
Yeah, I agree. Anywhere towards the center, though, he feels like he's okay on the 3.
Nice hit. Oh, good shot there.
You know, you just said the word momentum, and it's such a key factor in the alternate break format. Obviously, in the winter break format, it might be a slight hair bigger. It's massive because PIJUS is leading 9-2, right? Dunks the cue ball on the side, then Fedor wins a game, wins a game, wins a game, 3 on the spin, and now PIJUS breaks from the side rail, which I heard you mention Lee Van. Well, that's what he's doing. Well, he had no luck there. Gorst wins this. All the steam goes to Labutis now. All the pressure. The 8, really tough. A lot of work to do here with the 7 and 8 where they lay. The 6, not easy either.
No, it's an ugly arrangement of the balls if you have to run the rack, that's for sure. I always say these games should be worth 2 games.
And this is perfect. You can see he's really found himself here in the match, right? The timing's gotten better, everything, the confidence level. his way around the table has gotten much better. Obviously has something to do with PIJUS giving him the opportunities, which we touched on early. He wasn't giving those opportunities early.
And he made a couple good shots, that last combination on 9. Boy, oh boy. Barely got to the pocket, and it was off angle. It was not easy. Nice. Falls away from the long rail there. That's a big bridge hand down. But now this 7 to 8 transfer, that's not easy.
No, he wants an angle on the 7. He doesn't want one. He has to have one.
Yeah. Or else he'll have to draw back and bank at 8 cross side. He doesn't get one.
And he was really aware of it, too. He's got the angle, but he's got a little more distance. I felt like he might want to be a little tighter to the 7 than this. Obviously, if there's a ball missed in this rack, it's most likely going to be the 7.
Yeah. If you don't fall just right on the 8, that can get awkward, too. But I think he can go forward enough that he has a pretty big position zone.
I think he's just going to come back, right?
No, I think he's going forward. No. Oh. Well, that increased the accuracy issue once you don't float that ball down there.
Yeah, and I think the shot on the 8 was tougher if you do go forward, but to your point,
Right.
missing the 7 is much easier to miss not floating it down in there. So hitting it with speed, very difficult.
Yeah, it was either the 7 was going to be tougher or the 8 was going to be tougher.
Right.
It was one or the other. So he chose to make the 8, the 7, the tougher one.
Still a little awkward, but I feel he's got to go to the corner, right?
That's what I thought too. But look at where he's put the tip. That means he's trying to play it in the side and just draw it over there. Play the cross corner bank or cross side bank. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's got to go to the corner here. The 8's much easier playing the 7 to the corner. It's just just a tip of low outside here and just kind of kill your ball. He's great at the shot. He's got it fat.
Yeah, that holds the cue ball closer to the 8, but it also denies the 7 ball easy access. Still tough.
Yeah, you might even entertain rail first here. You just want to avoid the 9. You catch any of the 9 and you're in trouble. Yeah, and that was the problem. That's why I thought rail first might be the option. You know you're going to get over here
Yeah.
using the rail first option.
Is this just a 1 rail, say? Just put the 8 in the center of the table, or try to bank it 2 rails to that end rail? 1 rail. Speeds off. Ugh. I want to be tempting PIJUS with this.
No, and he will shoot, I think. I think you have to in this position. Play to overcut this ball and most likely hit it perfect. Not easy, though. A lot of distance, especially after what he's done the last few innings. I just get the feeling, Mark, he's going to knock this in. It wasn't even close. Kind of a two-way, I guess, right? The way he played the cue ball?
Yeah. I would have thought he was going to shoot at, and if he missed, he was going to play to overcut it, just because that's what I would have thought. But
yeah, same, because it finishes much better that way, right?
yeah, the 8's on the end rail rather than up and out. Equally difficult shot here for Gorst. Now that was by intent, what he did. If he scored it, okay, but he was overcutting it if he missed.
Yeah, and I don't even know that he was trying to play the 8. I think he wanted to miss
Right.
the 9 and really snooker him. Because he missed it by such a margin, I think it was automatic.
That's what I'm saying. It was by
Right.
design. If he hit it bad, he might have made it. But if he hits it good, it's going to end up like this.
Got it. Is he going at the bank? Well, he sure is, and he's going to dunk it.
Wow.
Drama late in this match.
Just slow rolling here. Oh, going up and down.
Look at this.
Ooh,
Look at this.
golly. He hit both points of the quarter pocket, so you know that got away a little bit.
The drama is real, and catching that point makes this 10 much more difficult. It is missable.
What do you think, 70-30?
Probably somewhere around there, especially if he's just floating it. I'd consider using a low right. Well, he swished it. Mike.
Yeah. Very, very comfortable shot there for him. Great match. Entertaining. The Buddhist. He's making some noise. 871. And this has been yet another historic edition of Accu-Stats World-Class Pool. That is our time for this time. Until next time, so long.
For the elite